Hey VC, it's John, Bipbopboom back again, and I'm doing another video update of some stuff I have, and new stuff, old stuff, whatever, but we'll start off listening to Devastation, and this is the album Violent Termination. This is from about 86, 87 I think, 87, and thrash band, too much glare. But almost a hardcore vibe, punk singing. You'll hear it when it comes in if it's loud enough. The guy's got like a Cro-Mag shirt on, so you can see thrash music, but like punkish or California punkish vocals. And with the collage that they all come with, and I think there's James Hetfield, and it looks like they open for Angkor Wat, Hellstar, Anthrax, California, Texas band, Corpus Christi, if I didn't say that. And a decent record. I haven't listened to it. Had it for like 20 years, but if you're into thrash, it's a good meat and potatoes thrash record, but not my total bag. But okay, this is a record I just picked up a couple weeks ago. This is Cleveland Metal Comp, and this is great. I snagged this for about $23, and it was still sealed, never opened. And it's from 1983, Clubside Records. Cleveland Metal Clubside Records, and it's got a one-sided inner with the bands and their addresses. And let's see who's on this. It opens up with Black Death. Well, I showed that that reissue record, fantastic, crazy record from a couple of weeks ago, months ago. I showed that, and then we get Sacred Few, which you might remember. This is the band that Shadow Kingdom Records is pushing that new album. They reissued their LP with extra tracks and a single, but it seems like they're really pushing it, and maybe I'll check it out. Cerebrus, I don't know anything about, but they do this instrumental track, and it's really great. Jagged Edge, and then Mistreater, Breaker, Shock Paris, and Sorcerer, which I have no idea about. But this is a great record, early U.S. metal comp, and it's solid. Every track is solid, and all the bands are good. There's no like hard rock bands or glamish bands. It's just solid working class metal, and that'll be the theme for the first couple records. I call it U.S. working class metal. And not that I picked these up recently, but since I've shown it, I had the Shock Paris Steel and Starlight record, and this is from 87. I think this is their second LP. And the cover, I always had it in my collection. I never really listened to it. I haven't listened to it in years, but the airbrush cover here, it looks kind of like glammy or commercially, but it's not. It's straight up U.S. metal, and this is from 87. And the guy's got like a Dio, Ronnie James Dio, very aggressive style, and it's straight up metal, and I definitely need to listen to this better. And I got lyrics. I think I have Flying V Eiffel Tower. Photos, and it's a good U.S. metal record. I always kind of lumped them in with more commercial bands for some reason, maybe just because of the cover and the name, Shock Paris, but it's great. And then I had the Breaker record. I believe this is their only record. This is called Get Tough from 87, and this is on Auburn Records, which is the Cleveland label. At least a lot of those Cleveland bands were on. And actually, Shock Paris was on Auburn, but this is on was put out on IRS. Distributed this one, so it's got an IRS label. But this is Breaker Records, really good U.S. metal. 87, but it sounds more like 85. Just tough metal. It's on Breaker label. It's Auburn, but nice Breaker. And it's really solid, and I was looking at it, it's all the same members from the 1983 comp, so no one left. They didn't lose a drummer or replace the bass player. So, and pretty good. No real thrash influences, just solid, straight up U.S. metal. This one, definitely need to put that on in a couple days. And this one I picked up, I don't know, quite a few months ago, but it's At War, the reissue from High Roller. This is total thrash metal, 1986, Virginia band. And they got this kind of redneck gun thing going on, which is pretty cool image. I mean, not my style, but pretty interesting image you didn't see all the time. It's usually more like a city boy with thrash metal, city boy image. But what do I got? I got a big poster of the cover, and we got lyrics, which is going to come with the collage because that was the law back then. Lyrics, and like it's just total 1986. They got a song about Ilsa, She Wolf of the SS, because I remember that movie probably hit VHS in '84 or whatever, and Murphy's Law had a tune. Ilsa, we all watched it, and I don't know, you just see that come up. There's a song called Fuck Gaddafi, which is just total mid-'80s. They're talking about the Ruskies and Gaddafi and don't trust the Russians, and it's just like nothing's changed. In 30 years, it's the same thing going on in the Middle East and Russia and us, and it's kind of funny. Even though this totally dates it, it really hasn't changed. And then they do a cover of The Hammer by Motorhead, and just like their violent songs, Order to Kill, just Eat Lead. But interesting record. I mean, it's no frills, kind of recorded a little dry, but straight up 86 thrash. And I would recommend this one before I recommend the Devastation we're listening to now. This is a record that's been on my list. I was happy to get is Lady Killer from New York, and this is working class metal. You know, a lot of the European, Belgium, and stuff I call poverty metal. But this is working class metal, and these guys are absolutely killer. These guys look great. This is 82. And 1982, I really love these guys' looks. They're not cheesy at all. I realize one guy's got cowboy boots and the singer doesn't have his shirt on, but I just dig the way they look. This is how I wanted to look when I was in 1982, except my hair was shorter. And you know, it's a New York band I'd never heard of. You know, back in the day. This is all they put out, and it's a really solid U.S. metal record. Oh, it's 1983 on Allegiance Records, which I can't remember. I looked it up when I got it. This might be just their label. And I just really like the way their style is. It's just total no BS metal, you know. And a great cover. I mean, it doesn't really portray what's in there, but cool cover, and I'm real thrilled to have this record. This is worth searching out if you get it. What else? And then I finally landed a copy last year. I got Vortex Open the Gate, and this is their first EP, and I'm very proud to get this. I got it for a pretty good price too, maybe $25, or maybe I had eBay bucks, but I bought it a while ago. But I had this on the CD, but I just love this. It's a Dutch band, and crazy lead singer. I talked about them more at depth with the Open the Gate, and if you haven't seen the other video, go check out Vortex Open the Gate video. They put out a video back in the day. This is a good record, really good. Thundervox is the oh yeah, they got silly names on this one. Thundervox on vocals, Whirlwolf, the Steeg, McLean's on bass, and the Chief on drums. And I got little photos and lyrics, and I'm very happy to have this. And that completes my collection for Vortex. I know they put out some reunion records now, but these were the two they had, this and Open the Gates. So thrilled to have that. This is just housekeeping. I had this for a long time, but Orchid, a great, basically a Sabbath-inspired doom band, 70s metal band. And this is kind of a classic of the newer doom bands. I'm not a big fan on the new doom bands. I feel a lot of them aren't metalheads, more like stoners, but this is a really good record for that genre. At least now I can file it away. And then, because of Greeno, I ended up buying these, he talked me in, well, his video talked me into getting the Blitzkrieg. So I got Blitzkrieg, the farm tapes. This is like old demos and practice tapes and like all different versions of the same song. Not the same, there's some interesting ones, but you know, Blitzkrieg, Buried Alive, Inferno, Hell to Pay, all Time of Changes, all like their standard like 8 to 10 tunes. Great packaging on High Roller. The whole inside, got all the info. But this, I bought this, and maybe it was like $23 or whatever it was, and it was a little boringish, and I'm like, you know, I have the 45, I have some other tunes, I have some CDs, and like this was just like more like new wave of British heavy metal, practice stuff, demos, not necessarily the best versions, and I was a little disappointed. I mean, I'm glad I have it, but I can't say it was great. But then I said I have volume 2 now I need volume 1, and I happened to be out shopping at a local shop, and then they had volume 1, so I'm like, now I gotta get it just to complete it and put it away. And I got volume 1, and this one's fantastic. This is obviously the better stuff. They're both double albums, so you start running out of tracks by the 3rd or 4th record, but you get all. Is this even open? Yeah, they got so much information. High Roller. Read the whole story. Nice photos. You got everything you need to know about Blitzkrieg. And this is, I think these were tracks recorded at Impulse Studios from Neat, which is Neat Records. And it's got some, it's got a side where they do Child in Time and Highway Star. And Highway Star is fantastic. I listened to that a whole bunch of times. A couple throwaway tracks, but just the different versions of Inferno and Blitzkrieg and Armageddon. They're just great because the tracks are so great, and this is a really good buy. So I would definitely recommend, you know, if you have the money and you're into new wave of British heavy metal, is to grab this farm tapes. What's this one called? The Boys from Brazil Street, 1981 Revisited, Archives Volume 1. Grab this one. If you love it, then maybe grab the second one. What was the second one was called? The Farm Tapes, The Boys from Brazil Street, Archives number 2. That was that. And I grabbed this one because Steve, Harmless Rebel, showed it, so I thank him. This is a fine thanks, and I think I got it pretty cheap. It's probably not selling that well. This was a Scottish band during the new wave of British heavy metal, and I think they put out one single in their career, and that's a little more doomy-ish, metal-ish. And then they just put out weird stuff. I think they were a real weird band, maybe like experimented with drugs and stuff. And but it was interesting. It's almost got a 60s garage vibe, a psychedelic vibe, but more like how 80s bands did it, with a little punkishness in it and weirdness. But I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to recommend this to anyone. You know, you probably go online. It's Fine Thanks, spelled like P-H-Y-N-E, thanks. I don't know if it ends with a Z or but there's no pictures of the band, which is kind of a drag, because I wanted to see how they look, because I don't think they dress metal, but this is their 45 they put out, and that looks killer. The 2 tracks are pretty good. They became Dog, recorded cassettes, but they only put out that, and that's great artwork. And the album cover is like someone drew this artwork in like 2014 or whatever. I'm like, you should have just used the artwork for the 45. I mean, this is great and everything, but the original artwork would have worked better. But interesting story, but good. But I think I got that for cheap. Maybe they're trying to get rid of it. I grabbed this record. This is fantastic. I knew about this band. This is a reissue. This record goes for about 60, 70 bucks. It's a big money record. Deep Switch, UK band, post new wave of British heavy metal. This is 86, and this is 9 Inches of God. And this record is fantastic. They're almost like a comedy band, a humorous band, yet the music's heavy metal, and the jokes aren't like out and out goofy. They're a little subtle, and the way they arrange their songs and the singing makes it a little funny, and they look great. Oh, great in an interesting way. And the top hats. And there's more pictures. I don't think the original came with an inner sleeve, so the reissue is actually a better deal because I have, what, 5 more pictures, 6 more pictures of these crazy guys. Eyeliner. And they just look killer. But really good. It's a pretty well produced album. Song Pig Feeder is really good. They have funny things here. The whole record's kind of funny in like a Monty Python kind of way. This stereo record can be played on mono reproducers or used as a frisbee. If in doubt, insult your local dealer. What was it? What must have been here? Oh yeah. If you're not satisfied for any reason, return your copy stating where and when purchased to Deep Switch, and we will guarantee that you will be tracked down and killed. Best when loud. All just silly things. And I'm looking at this picture here. There they are with the guys got the top hat and the makeup on. And now look here, they took individual pictures, but there's really only one top hat. So this guy takes a picture with the top hat, and it gets over to the drummer, and the drummer must have said like, "Hey, can I borrow your top hat for the picture too?" So like you have 2 top hats, but it's the same. Or someone said, "Hey, you'd look better with the top hat." And I don't know why you'd pass around a top hat. If one guy had it, that's the guy who wears it. You know, you don't share something like that. Sometimes you see guys switch a jacket or something for a different shot, but you're wearing the same top hat. That's just silliness. But this record is really, really good. A lot of fun. And they're a pretty good, really good guitar player on here. A good singer. You know, but it's a little refreshing to hear a little humor in there after hearing like straight metal. I picked this up a while ago, and this is the reissue of Slayer, Prepare to Die. I grabbed the original Go for the Throat back last year, and so I always needed to get this record. And this record is fantastic. I'd never heard this record, but I remember when this came out, and I'm actually looking for the magazine. Oh, this is going to go on long, this video. I'm sorry. There was like a Hit Parader or Cream magazine put out a special issue, probably in like '84. It was called The New Wave of American Heavy Metal. And in there they had a review of Prepare to Die by Slayer, a split review with Slayer's Show No Mercy. And I always remembered this record and I always wanted to get it. And now I'm kind of looking for that magazine too. I think on the cover had Armored Saint and Wasp on the cover, maybe another band. But it was a great magazine. It was like a special issue or something. But if anyone ever knows what I'm talking about, or even if you watch this video like 3 years from now and someone has a clue, just please let me know. I'd like to know what issue that was and what year. And I believe it was Cream magazine, but I'd really like to get that issue. But this record is fantastic. It's just an EP, 5 songs, actually 4 songs and an intro. But the vocalist, everything, it's pre-thrash metal. They get their own style, so it's almost thrash. Really good style. This is a Texas band I should have mentioned. San Antonio Slayer. They're known as S.A. Slayer after this. But great. I wanted this since the day I read that review, and I finally had it. It was always around. I never wanted to drop $30, and they kept getting more expensive. So I just figured get the reissue and end it. And boy, it's such a good record. Can't recommend it enough. I got Udo Mean Machine, his second solo album, and it's really good. I put it on. This is even better than Animal House, the first one. It's a little less commercially produced, like the commercial production, and nothing to write home about. It's Udo. It's great. You know, it's Udo. If you like Accept, it's more of the same. And the record's over, so we'll do this. What am I showing this for? There's no winner. Just RCA. That's the label. Okay, no lyrics, just kind of the old RCA logo, not label. But I was looking at this and I'm saying, man, it says like Udo from Accept, but like if you didn't have that sticker on there and you're just flipping through the records and you see this silver guy, and I mean I could maybe recognize Udo, but if someone's flipping through, you'd have no idea what this record is. And you know, not a very good cover, and I don't know why you want to paint yourself silver, as that's like I think Lizzie Borden did that too. It's like, I don't really get Mean Machine. Is he a machine? Is whatever. But cool record. I got it for cheap. It's far from a classic Accept, but still a good record. Let me go through to just Enforcer. I picked up the first record. Did I? I don't think I showed this. If I did, I'm sorry. It's just Enforcer. They're real young. Swedish new wave of traditional heavy metal. And geez, I don't even remember what year this was now. 2008. I don't know. This is 2012, this copy. Oh, that glare is terrible. Lyrics. And it's not as good as the other ones, but you can see them, you know, definitely got good ideas. Red vinyl. But it's great to own. You know, this is the first of 4. I did pick up the new Thor. Greeno got this, and I was tempted to get it. It was pretty cheap. I got it, and I didn't really like it. It's not a grand record. It's not big. It's got a lot of guests. It's got Fast Eddie Clark, Henry Rollins, Betsy Bitch, Brian Forsyth from Kix, J.J. French from Twisted Sister, Rick Agnew from the Adolescents, Cheetah Chrome from Dead Boys, of course. But I just didn't think the songs were that standoutish. I'll give it another whirl. But and there's the mighty Thor. I just didn't hit me. It wasn't of Thor quality. I have some of his CDs he put out in the late 90s or early, I don't know, in the 2000s maybe. And some of those have good, they're not very good, but some of them have good tracks. They're almost more of like a punkish rock bands back them up instead of like more of a straight up heavy metal sound. But they work 'cause the songs were dumb with catchy choruses, and some of them, what was it, Creature Feature. They had some good tracks that you might pull out the CD to play 1 or 2 songs. This one, I'm happy to have it. It's really cool. I like to see Thor at work and getting a little success, but I doubt I'm going to really be pulling this out unless like one of my buddies comes over who's a Thor fan. I'll go, geez, 22 minutes. Ballatines, this is was it German band? Maybe from, I can't remember, but Berlin, the Contact, maybe Berlin, I don't know, recorded in Berlin anyway. But it's a one-off they did, it's an EP, it's 5 songs, and this is really good. I'd always wanted this record. It's not, the cover's not in the best shape, but it's cool to have. It reminds me of the artist maybe did Tankard the morning after or something. It just always reminded me of a Tankard covers. But this band is great. I got to show you this, guys. This guy, the singer has 1 eyebrow. Whether he put that on on purpose or not, I don't know. But it's not the shadow. I've been looking at this, and he's got 1 eyebrow. And these 3 look good, look like metal bands. But then this guy is like, I'm thinking he might be that coke dealer or something, because they have a song called White Line Power. I'm just digging this guy. Really, this guy's in the Hall of Fame with heavy metal guys. I love that guy. But the record's really good. It's solid metal, and the singer is fantastic. Even though he's got 1 eyebrow, he's fantastic. He just soars. And really good, strong songs, and there's only 5 of them. So I'm happy to have this record. And what label's it on? On Noise. Upside down, but Noise Records. And it's called Charged. It's from 85. And if you get it, I got it cheap. It's not in the best condition, but the record's fine. The record's in very good condition. The cover's a little worn, but it's a one-off band, one and done. It's really good. And I'm going to end it there. You guys take care. Bye-bye.